Good morning, friends. Let's proceed further in this particular presentation of mine, wherein a request had come in to go ahead and conduct a comparative study for the bibliometric analysis. Yes, there are certain databases, and I'll be showcasing to you as per the specific domain what kind of databases can be used, and in my next video. However, in this particular video of presentation of mine, I would be focusing as per this particular article wherein they are discussing about Scopus and Web of Science databases. Okay, now that's number one. Number two, you will also see that this why I have selected this particular article, which is published in 2019, and it's not a very old one in that way. However, the way the authors have really focused on these literature databases, number one. Number two, the way they have compared both of them. PubMed is basically for the medicine and biomedical disciplines. However, I would say that I'm a multidisciplinary person, which means that I give equal importance to domains like medicine, nursing, surgery, then traditional medicines also like yoga, or it can be Ayurveda or Tibetan medicine. So similarly, you can go to the tribal medicine also and understand how the things are going on over there also. And it's very you can do a lot of work over there also if you know how to proceed further with them. So here I really like this particular paper because they have chosen, just see the number of documents that they have selected. It is around 11,000 444 documents. Now this is a huge amount, and I don't see majority of us doing this kind of a work. That's number one. And number two, you can even see from the Web of Science, sorry, they have taken up the number of documents as 10,000. You can again have a look at it. It is 10,943 documents, which is a huge number. So I would say that let's proceed further with this particular paper and see the way they have utilized this two databases in order to do the bibliometric analysis. And this is excellent paper for me, though there is two more of them, and I'll be showing you both of those two papers also as to how they have taken care of. Now what is a PubMed? I'm not going to read out basically because it gives you a lot of details about that particular web search. However, those of you who are from the biostatistics, biotechnology, and are interested to use this particular thing, you can definitely go ahead and see, because sometimes when I also need papers from that particular department domain also, I use PubMed, and I have seen that learning, and that is the reason why I have chosen this particular paper, so that we know how to carry forward and take care. However, majority of us belong to love to do the research through, use the databases like Scopus. So here I go and I'm telling you, I'll showcase to you separately also as to how we can go to that particular domain, Scopus domain, and take care. And it is not just the Scopus, there are other fields also, and we will see what they are. Register in order to access the full search. These steps I'll take you when I have the recording for the Scopus exclusively or Web of Science, and then I will be explaining to you as to how to go ahead with the search, and even Google Scholar. So three separate videos on three separate topics these would be, and then you can learn how to do and what all information can be retrieved from those websites basically. Now you will see here the authors have also, just see the meticulous way that they have taken to literally go ahead and even write the results up to as to how we are supposed to go and take care also. Take care in the sense how to write basically the interpretation as well as the results that they have received it. They have made it up very nicely. One for PubMed, second one for the web of the Scopus, and the third one they have taken taken care for the Web of Science also. So here they're saying that total number of these many documents were received on the search conduct, and then full text was available. So you see, these are really important as to how many things. Just see in 2014, now how many of you really write down year wise how many documents were there, and in 2015 how many documents, in 2016 how many documents, and in this one you can write in the form of the sentence over here, or in you can even go ahead and present it in the form of the same information in the tabular form also. You can take care jot down. Now similarly for the Scopus search as well as for the Web of Science. Now let's see what they have taken care in the form of this one. Now these are the images which I said I'll be showcasing to you when I will be taking you through those websites, and it's really fun. Web of Science gives you a lot of leverage in order to I would say get a lot of visualizations are there in Web of Science page, and depending upon your choice how you want to take care of it, you can really take a lot of information and put it into your own document, place it specially, and then go ahead with your own analysis also side. So these are all the visualizations, and you can see that let me just increase the page so that you are able to see it correctly, or let me just zoom in so that more. Yes, can you see? This is the Web of Science page and the information that they are retrieving it. I will log in and I'll showcase to you over there as to how you are supposed to understand these things and get more information for yourself also. Now see, results, refreshing, elements, total document search query, result. These are all from the I would say Web of Science. They have taken it as it is and they have placed it. You can also do that. There's nothing wrong over here. And this particular graph is also from there. Documents by country or territory. This is also from there. I can tell you, and this kind of a graph again, documents by the pie chart, it is also present from that particular thing only. So you will see that yes, a lot of things are there for us to understand and proceed further for the thing that you have got out here. Okay, so let me now go ahead with the other part of this particular paper and show you as to what I require. Now let me just make it a little bit more. Okay, we have reached to the first part again, so let me take you to those page directly which I really wanted to discuss and show these visualizations, because they are present on the website, so it does not help me in making you understand rather than showcasing it. Yes, here we go. And in this particular thing, now you can see that the authors have gone ahead and even showcase to you what I will call you how to use the operators. Now you see operator function. Why the operator function? While you are searching, there are certain things that you need to use so that your results come in and you go ahead and take it up in as per your choices, the search that you're taking care. For example, in PubMed, I will be showcasing to you, especially I take it up when I'm doing the I would say advanced training program in Google Scholar. Okay, now there I go ahead and show the steps how to carry forward with these kind of things also. Scopus, then Web of Science examples also they have given. We will do it in practical manner rather than in this way, and it's a very neat tabular form for the operators that they have given to us. Now this is what I wanted to showcase. It's a very neat, clear tabular form to make you understand as to what all things are there in PubMed, Scopus and Web of Science. So here you will see documents each year. Yes, you will be finding it out in all three of them. Publications in specific journal, yes, it is there. Publications per author, institutional affiliation, country of authors, yes, number of access, open access publications, OA. So it's not just PubMed, Scopus, and Web of Science. Now we can add Google Scholar is also there. Erica is also Eric, sorry, not Erica. Eric is also there. Then Microsoft Academic and Amazon is also present for us. Now there are some more databases. These are, we should not restrict ourselves to only these databases only side by side. So here you can see open access publications, the number of open access. There are two, golden open access and green open access also. Publications per each document type, subject area, publications in specific publishers. Then you have got publications for specific mesh terms. Mesh is a list of the words given to us. You can choose the words from there and go ahead with the search so that you get the required results for your own bibliometrics analysis. Web of Science categories, because this is exclusively for the Web of Science, so it will be there. Now this you cannot find. Scopus has more this kind of a thing. They have got the other I should say terms for techniques, especially I would say for the analysis, and we will see when I will take you through their website and you will be able to understand whether funding agency is there or not. You will see that funding agency is there for Web of Science, and here they are showcasing not for the other two. However, private funding agencies or the externally you can apply and you can go ahead with them. Now publications on specific gender, PubMed has got. Web of Science gives to you under the mesh category of gender. Same goes with the Scopus. We will see that one later on. Publications by unique PubMed, because this is exclusively. Then similarly separately we can look at the specific categories which are available for us for the analysis. So here I would say that these are the outcome measures, and one should be able to go ahead and while you are doing the systematic literature review, you can include these things also, these points especially, apart from the required and essential I would say analysis steps in that case. Now the next table that you would see is basically again they have taken care about the points, so you can check it out with these ones also and find out as to how much. Now you see PubMed is free, Google Scholar is free, Microsoft Academic is free, Eric is free, then Amazon Research also, if you go forward, that is also free. Then Scopus, Web of Science, Sage and Wiley, who are more towards the publications, they are they come up with the paid options also. So you can focus whether you want to go for free ones or towards the I would say the paid version of it. Now after this you can even look as to how they have gone ahead and used the steps in order to find it out for their own bibliometric. Now see, they are saying that so researchers may download. Okay, now here you can see researchers may download, they have made it very clear, search results in CSV or XLS format, and the several tools are available further to analyze it. These tools apply the concept of science mapping. This is something quite new for most of you, so one should know what is science mapping, number one. Number two, or bibliometric mapping, which we can see later on. And now you have got another tool which is called as MAP, which is present in the Microsoft Academic, which is called as the Microsoft Mapping, and you will see that a lot of things are there. Similarly, Google Mapping is also there, wherein they have at the back end they are using the machine language. Both Microsoft Academic as well as Google Research have started taking care, because they are giving importance to Python, machine language and R. So you will see a lot of things are taking place, and that is something quite new that you need to understand, which is spatial representation. presentation. For example, Microsoft mapping, if you know a little bit about it, in their Microsoft academic database, research part, you will find that through the machine learning, they have conjoined their Microsoft what is this BI, business integration is also there, and the other one BI also. Now, wherein they visualizations are so well that you can really use them if you know, and that's the reason why that playlist has been started off on Microsoft Academic, so that you are aware of it. So you these are the other I would say freely available tools when this has been given to us in this particular paper, where they are talking about site tool, then bib excel, now site space, then UCI net, then Pajak, you have got Ladusdorf. These are all the open tools which are available absolutely free, and you can perform the analysis. Now you see, in bibliometric analysis there are different kinds of analysis which can be performed, and you can get the results for yourself, which can be again combined with the systematic literature review in order to make it a rich one. Rich in the sense the paper has a lot of information for you and that can be shared with the, presented in your paper or the thesis or the dissertation, and I'm sure the publisher will not say no when you are giving. Similarly, in Bib Excel, they have given you, we will go through these websites also side by side separately to understand how to use them and in what manner we can really go ahead and use them for the bibliometric analysis also side by side. Though my preference is Python and R, nevertheless nowadays I'm even using the one that is mapping. I'll show you why. Because I'm heavily into systematic literature reviews. I perform a lot of them, and along with the team members, and you will see that there are so many ways in which you can really incorporate and come up with your beautiful bibliometric analytics, through Google Analytics, Microsoft Analytics, Amazon Analytics is there. Then you have got the BiblioShiny through R. Then these kind of things are also like Jefai is there, GoFict is there. Now there are so many tools, and each tool gives you a different output for your own bibliometric. So start using them if you know how to do it. Otherwise, I'll be coming up with my own videos so on these things also side by side, so that you can start. So you will see, apart from this thing, you have got a network workbench tool, then you have got Vintage Point, then the most popular is VOS Viewer. So these kind of things, if you are taking care, you will understand that yes, one needs to go ahead and even apply these things. So apart from that, when you understand, it's not just the use of these softwares, however inside the software what all things are there, how to understand them, what is the importance of each one of them is also something each and person like you, scholars as well as the faculties should be able to understand. So this is what I wanted to showcase over here, and we will definitely go through these tools also one by one so that you are aware of it, and if somebody has done it already, I'll just pinpoint it so you can see their videos also. So keep watching for more videos from my side. Till then, thank you and take care.